Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are out and about and we are up in the northeast coast. My van's a bit poorly sick, so we decided to book something for the bank holiday weekend, and we booked a little shepherd's hut, and we'll show you the shepherd's hut.
How cute this is.
We'll show you the shepherd's hut maybe later on or tomorrow on the next video or something. But we're out and about, so I'm going to video our adventures. I'm going to video what we're doing. We're heading to a little waterfall that might not be a waterfall because the brook is bone dry, so there might not be any water there. We're going to see if we can find this little waterfall that we found on the maps. Marta's found it earlier on this morning. We've had a really lazy morning this morning. It's gone morning. It's nearly afternoon.
No, it's not. It's still 10 o'clock.
But as soon as we walked down this woodlands, we found this. Bosh! Wild garlic. Now it is going out, it's dying off, it's not at its prettiest, it definitely isn't. You can't even smell it, the scent's gone quite a lot. But I never got to shoot take any photographs of any wild garlic this year because my head's all of sorts and I'm not predicting what I should be getting, you know, like the heathers and the lavenders and the garlic and the rape fields. I'm missing all that sort of stuff because I'm not thinking forwards enough. But this is really, really nice and really, really pretty. And what I've done is I've tried to find a focal point in the garlic rather than just shooting a mass of garlic. So I found this fern growing out the wild garlic and it just gives you that key. And I've just taken a couple of photographs of it in different positions. We are heading down to this little waterfall. So yeah, just a quick one to get you started, get your taste buds going. Have a look at these couple of little photographs and we'll see you down, hopefully, at the waterfall. Making our way down the hill, down through this little woodland. What a cracking, really, really nice little woodland. I'll put the what 3 words pin up to where I've just taken those couple of photographs. Because I'm going to come back here, I think. I quite like the idea of coming back and exploring this little place when it's in season. It's got really nice trees and there's a nice little pathway coming down. But I do want to mention something as well. In one of my videos recently, I mentioned about Vivo barefoot boots and I wanted to see what they're like on wetter rocks. Well, I'm walking on some wetter steps at the moment and Marta's got normal boots on today rather than her Vivo barefoots, and she's saying how much she's now, after one day of wearing the new boots, how she's lacking in feel on her feet. It's really weird, isn't it, when she's wearing the boots that she's been wearing for years. Crazy. What a pretty little area this is. I don't know whether I've been here before. I don't think I have, but I feel like I have. Do you know what I mean? It's really weird because I've been to lots and lots of places, haven't I, all over the UK. So, but there's a stream that's running down the side here. We've just seen a little waterfall up in the woods, which is not the one we've actually come to look at. The one we come to look at actually comes down onto the beach. And you've got this nice little bridge here. I'm sure I've been, I can't not have been here, can I? So the reason Marta hasn't got her boots on today, her Vivo barefoots, is the fact that she's decided they were a little bit too small for her. She had a size 7, which she'd normally wear, and they were just a bit snug on her toes, so she's used a 100-day return and getting a slightly larger pair, because you do 100 days. If you don't like the boots, you can actually return them and get a full refund, or exchange them for a different pair, I think, if you're not comfortable. So that's awfully good. We're at the waterfall. Let's go and have a look. So what a wonderful little find this is. This lovely little waterfall cascading down onto the beach and then rolling through all the big pebbles, sea pebbles, and they're all round and sculptured by the sea. But yeah, it's quite a nice little find, and because the sky is a weird texture of, I don't know, a little bit of greyness and blueness at the same time, the sky's actually working as well for me, so that's an added bonus, isn't it? But yeah, I do like this, and just excuse my camera movements. I'm trying to adjust the camera as I'm actually going. But yeah, this is a nice little find. We're not going to spend hours here. I'm going to get a couple of photographs of the water leading up, a little bit of driftwood and the big boulders, and then we're going to move on to somewhere else. But this is pretty, really, really pretty. So I've just changed position slightly. I've come and stood up now, so I'm looking onto it and to get a horizontal shot, and I'm using this nice piece of driftwood as an anchor at the bottom of the image, so it's drifting from the bottom right hand corner up to this nice big boulder there, and then I've gone wide angle, so I'm getting the waterfall in, and then this lovely sculptured rock. See this shape of this rock? I think it sets the image off really nice because it sort of looks like a cliff next to the waterfall, and then a bit of a moody looking sky, I suppose. There's a bit of white to it, but we might be able to do something with that sky. But yeah, I think this makes a nice little shot, and you've got this nice big boulder over here on the right hand side as well, just holding that side of the frame together. So I think the way the image flows into the waterfall is actually quite nice. Waterfall's quite small, but it's on the left hand thirds, and I think that works as a good photograph. Also managed to get a selfie as well. Making our way back up to the car now. The reason it was quite a quick visit and a short one, because we've only put an hour on the ticket, and I've already stopped to get the wild garlic and then stopping down at the water, so we had to make it quite a quick one. But yeah, we're going to head off to somewhere else now. Just let a few people past on the pathway. There's a few more people starting to come down here now. But yeah, this is a really pretty little location, and well worth another visit. But still, we're going uphill now, so I'm out of breath. So this is the kind of stuff that impresses me, and I wouldn't say get excited about, but just look at the way that tree is piggybacking this rock.
A man sitting on the rock.
It's
Looking over.
a man sitting on a rock, she says, but that's impressive, isn't it? The way it just piggybacks over the top of that rock and then starts to grow up.
What it does.
That's really cool.
And looking over the view.
It does look like a little bit of a man, yeah. See if I can get a quick photograph of it, and I'll show you what it means.
And then
That's
I'm
cool.
paying the fine.
On the massivest mushroom, it's huge. Absolutely huge. Put my foot near it. It's massive. Huge. I think it's chicken of the woods. Making our way to the car, we decided to come up a different path. Don't actually know where we are now. We could be late back to the car, but we have taken a bit of a detour. And you know, like when you're walking through the woods, you haven't got a clue which direction you're walking in. I'm almost feeling a bit like that. My pigeon sense is not quite kicking in, but I think we're going in the right direction. We've not a lot of signal. It's going to be an interesting one. But let me just mention these boots again. I know I don't want to keep repeating about these Vivo barefoot boots, but they feel great on my feet. I love wearing them. Massive wide toe box, so your feet feel relaxed and comfortable. I can feel everything underneath my feet. And even walking in this slippery woodland, the grip on these ESC Forest tracking boots are really nice. So yeah, I do just want to mention it, and I think I've got a discount code for you. So just if you're interested, something's just flown into me. If you're interested, have a look. Compton 20. I think you get 20% off. So just check it out and have a look and see if you do, because it's well worth it. Yeah.
Don't judge me.
We are now at Robin Hood's Bay, and I've been here before, but I've never noticed these little back streets as such. And these are tiny weeny little streets, narrow passageways. I think this was like a pirate village once upon a time. Sure it was, but imagine getting an Airbnb in one of these. I've just seen someone carrying their luggage from the car park where we walked from. Insane. She's having a nose at the door now. Look, she's being nosy, walking down these back streets. That's cool, isn't it? It's a right cool door knocker. Probably find we're in someone's back garden, but we're not. These are streets to the back of someone's house, I think.
And it's for sale.
It's for sale. This actual house behind us here is for sale. What a view. Look at the view that they've got. Unbelievable. But yeah, wouldn't mind having a little holiday cottage somewhere down here, wouldn't you? It's this little house here, look, this little one here, just on the end. A little balcony, and you've even got a little bit of a decking that leans out over that. 1660. Whoa.
But look at the views you would have. Quite cool neighbours.
Yeah. Food, a picnic area. Right, yeah. So we come to this little viewing area, Mosaic Beach Walk. It's got some mosaics all the way along the wall there. But the problem with Robin Hood's Bay when the tide's in is that there is nothing to see here. It's all literally sea until the tide goes back out. But the tide is on its way out, so let's wait. And maybe we can go and try and find a fossil. Oh, ice cream. Yeah. Ice cream. Gotta go. Bye.
Lighters.
Whoa. Looks too calm to have waves coming in.
Oh look, it's going back, isn't it?
Oh, just before we went for ice cream, we just had a wave coming at the side, and the waves come right up the side of the wall. Pretty cool. But it ended up in someone's back garden. So living on the edge of this coast, that's what you've got to put up with. We haven't yet found our ice cream. We're back on the streets again, walking through the little streets and narrow places. Just looking in the windows, there's some really nice, pretty stuff. I like them. Yeah, I do like them. Them whale fins, wooden whale fins. They're really nice. I like all three of them. The three of them go together, but well, I suppose one would be all right. 10 quid for the small one. That's not bad.
But I'm going to find my bird.
She's going to get a bird. She wants a bird on a stick. See these? This is what she's after. She's after a bird, like a seagull on a stick. I don't know why, but she is. But yeah, I do like them. And like things like this, I love all stuff like this where people have thought about using driftwood. Real proper cool. But yeah, I'm not getting my ice cream very quick. But this village is... I'll come in, yeah. I'll be back. So one of the reasons for coming down to Robin Hood's Bay is I wanted to bring Marta to do a little bit of fossil hunting. Not so much taking photographs, and if I will find a fossil, if I do find any, I will definitely take a photograph of it. My phone started ringing, I had to find out what it was. So yeah, if I do find any fossils, I will take a photograph of it. Now I have been down and fossil hunted along this coastline before, and I got myself a right little hoard of just random stones and fossils and things like that, and it's so cool to find them. But that was back in 2013, that was many years ago. But the tide is now going out, which is obviously prime time for fresh growth or fresh frothiness, fresh rocks being smashed and moved and stuff like that. So the sea's going out, which is leaving the coastline empty and bare. And there's people up in front foraging and looking, there's people behind me foraging and looking, and this is the place to be for finding fossils. So if we find any, I'll switch you back on and show you what we found, but it's going to be a needle in a haystack. So you can see, you find sea snails. You can see by the different layers of the clay and the different formations in the colour of the clay and rock and the stuff like that, that my eyes are scanning all over the beach, but I just know we're going to be here for hours and not really find anything. I just think I found one just now, which was, I think, a sea corals, but I think Marta threw it back because it wasn't very interesting. You know, like golf spoils a good walk, photography spoils a good walk, or fossil hunting spoils a good walk. Now walking along the beach extremely slowly, looking at every single thing we can find. But what I do like is these. We want one of these. If you know anyone that's got one of these that we can have, we want one for the garden, so please let me know. Yeah, we desperately want to put a few things in the garden, sort of like seasidey type of things, rope or net and anything, crab boxes, lobster boxes, anything like that. So if you've got any and we can have, let me know and we'll come down and pick them up, or come up and pick them up wherever you are. It's not a problem. So some people take this very seriously. Look at a guy down there on the beach. Down there on the beach, he's smashing up the beach. He's got his hammer and his chisel, big bolster and chisel there, and he's just cracking open rocks and looking for stuff. As much as I've had a hammer and been down on the beach with a hammer, I've not actually gotten out my way to smash up everything. But if I found something that was worth, if I thought it was going to have something in it, I would pick it up and take it home and break it out. It's an exciting thing to go looking. Definitely a needle in a haystack. We haven't had any storms. That's what we want, some massive storms. Just some newness, you know, with all this clay being battered by the sea. That's what we want. Crab. She's throwing crabs at me now. Right, so this is one of the ones we found earlier. Which is not really an exciting. This is corals. I think it is. So let me spin you around. So these little indentations on the rock are little corals. So yeah, nothing exciting, but I'm sure that's a fossil. We'll look it up and put it up on the screen if it is. We're going to go and see if this guy's actually found anything, because I'm interested to see what he can find with a chisel. Have you actually found anything? I've heard you knocking and banging. As with
a few little bits, yeah.
Have you?
Found that,
oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Have a look, see.
Let's get it on video. I've been talking about it. I was here in 2013 and I found a few little ones myself,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Did we get other after that? No.
So actually, you'd be more excited if you got that.
A few little,
yeah.
Like, that's how it started out. Like,
yeah, where it's broken apart, yeah.
You never can get the full thing.
You can, don't say never, you can do it, you know you can. So he's actually found himself a bit of an ammonite, but smashed it as well at the same time. So there's a bit of an art of breaking these stones apart. There's a bit of an art and way of getting them apart without making too much of a mess. And I learned that myself. Now this is the more exciting bit, actually on some pebbles. So there's a lot of stuff here, and sometimes there's some little rock that don't look like fossils that are. So we'll have a little scout on this little patch before I move on. Yeah, I'm just going to spend the rest of the day doing this now, so hopefully you won't get bored. I found one. I found a fossil. I'm officially a fossil hunter. See this I've got in my hand here? This is called a bivalve. This used to be a little sea urchin type of thing with some tentacles that would come out of here, and it would swim along. That's actually, I think it's about 140 million years old. And that's the remnants of the shell. So that's an actual fossil. There you go, dear.
Thank you.
Right, so the excitement level is starting to grow now because I found another couple. So I'm just moving stones around with my feet, trying to find something underneath the fresh stuff, because they're definitely there. We've got another one now in my hand. We've also found some corals. That's what this one is here. But yeah, another little bivalve, tiny one. Not as good as the big one, but definitely something worth looking at. So all we've got to do now is just keep shifting this stuff around and seeing if there's anything fresh underneath. And you never know, we might come across something bigger and decent. So we've walked all the way down the beach, and we're not at the end of the beach. The beach carries on going for miles that direction, but it seems a bit silly to keep going that way, and it's going to get slippery and a bit wet under feet, I think. We'll have a look, see if we can get round there, but yeah, it's going to have to be time to turn back soon and time to end this video, because you're not really getting much out of it now, are you? I haven't taken any photographs, even though that sort of there looks quite cool as a photo, with the leading lines all going sort of down to the rocks in the distance. So maybe I could always take one photograph of that just to say I've been here. So we made our way all the way back along the other end of the beach. We were right down that far end just now, and we just walked all the way back. A bit of a quicker speed than we did all the way up there. Literally walked, I don't know, we only walked half a mile. It's taken us all afternoon. I can't believe I've just looked at my watch and it's 7 o'clock in the evening. But this up here in front of us, this is the Smuggler's Tunnel. This tunnel here goes up underneath this little village, up underneath the town, and there's corridors and hidden things up and down inside this place. All the smugglers used to find all their contraband, and the contraband was rum, whiskey,
Tobacco.
tea, tobacco, and they used to smuggle it all up underneath there. And that little cave there, that's where it all starts, I think. That's it, we are done. We are now making our way back up the extremely steep hill. It's hard to show you the gradient of this hill, but you can see the steps going up there. It is definitely a proper steep hill. And she's just spotted something else. What she spotted? What you spotted? She found a driftwood hanger thing. We just picked up a little bag of driftwood. I've got some in my hand. A little bit of driftwood. The what? The knockers. Yeah. Yeah, there's loads of different door knockers all around. They're really cool. But yeah, this is a really steep hill. So I think it's time to say... yeah. No, it's not time to say it's time to say goodbye. Yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this one, because it's not really much photography, was there? There was at the beginning, and it turned into us just walking on the beach collecting stones. But
It was just so fun.
it was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we've wasted all day doing it. So
Yeah.
not a bad job. We'll see you next time. Ciao for now.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
You can't know how far away you need to go. Just one step at a time. Smuggling, a profitable occupation. Rum, brandy, tobacco, till and silk were brought from